Chapter 1621, Fang Yuan's Tribulation. Chapter 1621, Fang Yuan's Tribulation. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Several months later, southern border. In a nameless ordinary valley. Ha! Rank 6 female immortal Ba Tao gave a loud shout as auras surged out from her body. She lifted her hands like she was bearing thousands of kilograms of weight, her face quickly reddened and her body started trembling in exhaustion. Quick! Ba Tao urged. A Gu immortal who was standing at the side activated a killer move. This person was a young-looking rank 6 Gu immortal from Tai clan. He was Tai Yi, son of Tai Chu Zhong. Red light spheres started rising up. Suddenly with a loud sound, the spheres turned into a soaring red light pillar that shot towards the skies. But at this time, an old-looking Gu immortal revealed himself. He was standing on clouds. With a wave of his hand, he suppressed this red light pillar. The red light pillar dissipated, revealing a 7-floored pagoda that looked like it was forged from bronze. A fire was quietly burning on top of the pagoda. Done. Tai Yi let out a breath of air, revealing a satisfied expression. Another beacon tower is built. So exhausting. Ba Tao breathed a sigh of relief as she sat on the ground, panting. The old-looking Gu immortal slowly floated down. At the same time, countless Gu worms gathered and went inside his sleeves. This was a small group tasked to build beacon towers. There were 3 people. Tai clan Gu immortal Tai Yi was in charge of building the beacon towers. Ba Tao was supporting him, while the old Gu immortal was in charge of setting up a formation to disguise the process. After all, the commotion of the beacon towers' construction was huge and could easily be known by others. There were still more than a dozen of such groups. After Southern Border's Righteous Path forces agreed to collaborate, these small groups rushed everywhere to build beacon towers. Beacon Tower is indeed worthy of being Tai clan's signature immortal Gu house. It is truly unbelievable for a Gu house formed from mortal Gu to be able to transport Gu immortals. The old Gu immortal sighed while gazing at the beacon tower. Tai Yi helped Ba Tao stand and replied to the old Gu immortal, the true terror of beacon tower is that the higher the number of beacon towers built, the greater their overall power. To reach an immortal Gu house's power, there needs to be at least 100 beacon towers. Right now, the number of beacon towers in southern border is already over 1,000 and can transport rank 7 Gu immortals. But to transport rank 8s, we need at least 10,000 beacon towers. Many thanks for clearing my doubts. The old Gu immortal expressed his thanks. Tai Yi and the old Gu immortal glanced at each other and smiled. If it were before, this secret of beacon tower absolutely could not be mentioned. But because Southern Border's Righteous Path was uniting, the Gu immortals' attitude towards each other was gradually changing. If we had a beacon tower near that tributary of the River of Time, our Southern Border Righteous Path could have mobilized our troops and saved my grandfather in time. Ba Tao mumbled in a daze while looking at the beacon tower. Ba Tao, we still have hope. Wasn't Yi clan's Gu immortal released by Fang Yuan? This demon Fang Yuan just wants more cultivation resources. The old Gu immortal consoled. Tai Yi did not speak, his mind was, however, in a disorder. His situation was similar to Ba Tao. His father Tai Chu Zhong had also been captured by Fang Yuan. He was of course furious and hated Fang Yuan, but he had to admit that if Fang Yuan had not captured so many Southern Border Gu immortals and made Southern Border Righteous Path feel pain, would Southern Border Righteous Path forces have united so quickly? Between comfort and pain, the latter was able to move people's hearts much more easily. Sometimes, Tai Yi felt this situation was ironic. Beacon Tower's plan had been Tai clan's dream since long ago, but it had come to fruition because of a demonic path overlord. Naturally, there was also another important reason, the impending Great Era. But regardless, Fang Yuan's actions had played a key role. Whoosh whoosh. The beacon tower suddenly let out a strange sound, even slightly shaking for a moment. What's going on? This sight immediately attracted the old Gu immortal's attention. He frowned and looked at Tai Yi. Ba Tao also casted her gaze at Tai Yi. She had participated in building many beacon towers, but had never seen this scene before. Were there some flaws in the construction of this beacon tower? Tai Yi's frown was even deeper. You don't need to worry, this scene is not because of an issue with this beacon tower, it is because one of the beacon towers spread throughout the southern border has been completely destroyed. Oh. So it was like that. The old Gu immortal slightly relaxed. Ba Tao snorted coldly. This scene was within the expectations of southern border's righteous path. Although the construction of beacon towers had obtained the approval of southern border's righteous path, southern border's Gu immortal world had demonic cultivators and lone cultivators as well. Beacon towers were under the control of Tai clan. It represented the benefits of Tai clan and other southern border super forces, which had no relation to these demonic and lone cultivators. It was extremely likely for a beacon tower to be destroyed by these Gu immortals if they discovered it. Investigate who attacked, we will kill them as a warning to the others. The old Gu immortals killing intent sword, this was one of the methods, discussed by the southern border righteous path forces, to deal with such matters. However, at the next moment, beacon tower's anomaly shocked the three immortals. Swoosh swoosh swoosh. A series of strange sounds resounded for a while. The newly constructed beacon tower trembled non-stop like an epileptic patient. What happened? Does this mean many beacon towers are being destroyed successively? Ba Tao and the old Gu immortal once again looked at Tai Yi. This time, even Tai Yi was puzzled as he mumbled, strange, does this beacon tower really have an issue? But at the next moment, their doubt was removed. The three immortals' expressions changed because they had received astonishing news at almost the same time. The mad destruction of beacon towers was caused by only one person, it was none other than the nefarious and unpardonable demonic path overlord Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan has outstanding wisdom path methods, it is not difficult for him to deduce the location of these beacon towers. He also has fixed immortal travel and can move anywhere freely. It is not strange for him to be able to do this. Tai Yi's expression was gloomy. Damn it! That incompetent heavenly court, they actually let Fang Yuan steal fixed immortal travel. Ba Tao said furiously with clenched fists. The old Gu immortal was steady and cautious, we should return to our clans. Since Fang Yuan is moving about, it is not safe outside. Tai Yi and Ba Tao tensed up as they thought of Fang Yuan's methods, having no intention to stay behind. At the same time, Wu Yong, Qi Chu Yu and other clan leaders were in an urgent meeting. Fang Yuan probably noticed the threat of beacon towers, so he is taking an early action to destroy them. Look, my clan's beacon tower has already made him feel unease. Tai clan's first supreme elder said. Humph, just let him destroy. The construction of beacon towers is quite difficult and requires Gu immortals to personally do it. But they are only constructed with mortal Gu, so their cost is low, we can just let him destroy them. Shang clan's first supreme elder laughed coldly, showing the aura of a wealthy force. Wu Yong, however, frowned, he had slightly more understanding of Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan is crafty, we cannot look down on him. I feel like his action has another deep meaning, it is not as simple as it looks. Wu Yong's words immediately attracted other Gu immortals' attention. One of them spoke, would this be possible? Fang Yuan is going to undergo tribulation in southern border, and one of these beacon towers is extremely near to the location where he will undergo tribulation. So he took action and destroyed a large amount of them. It is reasonable. Quick, gather wisdom path Gu immortals to make deductions. As long as Fang Yuan makes a move, he will leave behind all kinds of clues. Right now, he is making a big commotion, we will definitely have more gains in our deductions. After a round of deductions, there were indeed great results. Southern Border Righteous Path obtained 3 locations which had the greatest possibility of being the areas where Fang Yuan would undergo tribulation. Quickly investigate. These 3 areas should be emphasized and guarded heavily. Similar commands were passed down. Southern Border's Gu immortal world moved with an unprecedented and united pace, all to kill their common enemy. A moment later, shocking news reached every southern border force. there was an unusual disturbance of heaven and earth qi in the 5 regional mountain range, and its range was extremely large. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1622, Besieging Fang Yuan. Chapter 1622, Besieging Fang Yuan. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. 5 Regional Mountain Range. Jun Shenguang's thoughts flickered. Fang Yuan's unbridled destruction of beacon towers caused a huge commotion. Even Heavenly Court, which had very weak influence in Southern Border, was able to detect it. Southern Border's Righteous Path forces had gathered many Wisdom Path Gu immortals and deduced 3 locations, which also included the 5 regional mountain range. While in Heavenly Court, Fairy Z-Wei deduced alone but had found out about 5 regional mountain range a step earlier. Jun Shenguang immediately moved towards the 5 regional mountain range. At the same time, all kinds of relevant information about the 5 regional mountain range appeared in his mind. This 5 regional mountain range was not a naturally formed mountain range, but was man-made. The person who could create such a mountain range was naturally not ordinary. He was rank 8 restriction path Gu immortal Tao Zhu. This person had extraordinary attainment level and was called restriction expert. He had done deep research regarding the 5 regional walls. He attempted to find a way to allow Gu immortals to travel through the regional walls easily. Unfortunately, even until his death, there had been no progress. But this 5 regions mountain range was left behind and became a special area in Southern Border. Senior Thunder Ghost True Monarch was beaten by Fang Yuan when she chased him into the regional wall. This battle revealed the secret of Fang Yuan receiving almost no suppression in regional walls. The regional walls can even be said to be his natural territory. Unfortunately for him, it is almost impossible to draw in heaven and earth qi in regional walls. He definitely can't undergo tribulation in the regional walls. But 5 regional mountain range is different. This area is man-made and has ample earth qi since it is in Southern Border. Heaven qi is also not scarce in it. It is also able to provide some territorial advantages for Fang Yuan. Jun Shenguang was extremely fast. He had already crossed tens of thousands of li while all kinds of thoughts moved rapidly in his mind. He could already see the 5 regional mountain range on the horizon. Jun Shenguang was able to so quickly rush to the scene because he had been lurking near this area. Everyone knew of the 5 regional mountain range. It was not a secret. Months ago, Fairy Z-Wei had deduced some locations where Fang Yuan might undergo tribulation. 5 regional mountain range was among the top possible locations. As such, the 5 regional mountain range was one of the heavily observed locations by Heavenly Court. This time, to deal with Fang Yuan, Fairy Z-Wei did not hesitate to transfer many rank 8 Gu immortals into the other 4 regions. Southern Border had 2, Jun Shenguang was one of them. The other was a rank 8 Gu immortal, Wei Feng, who was rather far away but was currently rushing towards the location with all haste. Jun Shenguang reached close to 5 regional mountain range and activated a killer move to hide himself before carefully moving forward. Swoosh swoosh. Endless amounts of heaven and earth qi, like giant river waves, were drawn in and gathered in the central area of the 5 regional mountain range. That area was covered in shadows and bright light. Nothing could be seen. That area was like a bottomless hole that endlessly devoured the enormous amount of heaven and earth qi. This scale, it is truly terrifying. Jun Shenguang felt a chill from the sight. He quickly activated his unique investigative methods. After Fang Yuan successfully trapped and captured the group of Southern Border Gu immortals, Jun Shenguang had appeared to inspect the battlefield. Right now, Jun Shenguang was vigilant and did not dare to rashly move ahead even though he was a rank 8 Gu immortal, a rank higher than Fang Yuan. If by any chance, he rashly entered the 5 regional mountain range and discovered it was Fang Yuan's trap, it would be truly miserable. After Jun Shenguang inspected properly, he confirmed someone was indeed undergoing tribulation. But whether it was Fang Yuan or not was unknown. Jun Shenguang was extremely patient and used other methods. After a while of investigation, he confirmed an otherworldly demon was undergoing tribulation. As such, Jun Shenguang was almost 100% sure this was where Fang Yuan was. He is truly undergoing tribulation here. Jun Shenguang mumbled, his gaze holding some disbelief. But he quickly reacted, smiling at himself. The truth sounds fake while the lies sound real. Fang Yuan is clearly here, but I actually don't dare to believe it. Northern Plains He tribe had unique methods that could detect otherworldly demons. Heavenly Court naturally also had similar killer moves. Back when Fairy Ziwei had tried to persuade Fang Yuan to surrender, she had revealed, Heavenly Court is the Heavenly Court of humanity, even otherworldly demons would be accepted in it. Heavenly Court had indeed recruited otherworldly demons before, but there were no clear records in history, so others were unaware. It was not strange for Heavenly Court to possess such methods. Jun Shenguang was currently using this method. The probability of Fang Yuan taking such methods into consideration and deceiving us is too low. After all, even if he has reborn, this method was specially modified by Lady Ziwei recently. I've heard that after Yuan Xiongdu joined Heavenly Court, besides being in charge of restoring Fate Gu, he has also been refining Immortal Gu targeted towards dealing with Fang Yuan. There were cases in history where rank 8 demonic path Gu immortals caused havoc in the world. When Heavenly Court became unable to restrain them easily, they would refine Immortal Gu to deal with such demons. This kind of Immortal Gu were specially meant to subdue specific demons, and as such had extraordinary effect. Fang Yuan was only rank 7 but was already thought so highly by Heavenly Court. A case like this was unprecedented even in history. There could be another reason. He is no longer able to delay the Grand Tribulation and must undergo the Tribulation. Jun Shenguang's eyes flashed with sharp light. Someone was undergoing tribulation here, and that person was an otherworldly demon. It was clear that person was Fang Yuan. If it were someone else, who would come to this place to undergo tribulation? Adding on the scale of the heaven and earth chi, and the otherworldly demon identity, who else could it be other than Fang Yuan? Good, good, good. Fang Yuan, my Heavenly Court has finally caught you. Jun Shenguang's face shined with increasing excitement. Fang Yuan had already started his tribulation and could not move casually during this time. He had become a live target. Even if he had fixed immortal travel, how could he use it? This could be said to be Fang Yuan's weakest moment. Jun Shenguang's expression slowly calmed down, turning serious as a deadly and murderous aura moved around his body. If I kill Fang Yuan, I will make a world-shaking contribution. Jun Shenguang's heart was set on fire. It was truly lucky that he could encounter such a good opportunity. No wonder Lady Ziwei once told me that I had abundant luck. Although it is not a match for Fang Yuan's, I won't be suppressed by his luck as long as I don't make the first move. If I stalk from behind like an oriole, waiting for Fang Yuan's luck to weaken, I have a chance to win. Jun Shenguang's eyes were already burning with killing intent. So what if it is the 5 regional mountain range? It is only an imitation of the regional walls. Even if Fang Yuan was undergoing tribulation in the regional wall, Jun Shenguang would forcibly enter and kill him. Rumble. A sonic wave suddenly erupted as an immortal Gu house charged into the 5 regional mountain range like lightning. Jun Shenguang's heart immediately chilled. Clear jade dripping wind, tiny bamboo building. These southern border immortals arrived really fast. Sure enough, the beacon towers helped them a lot. Even my Heavenly Court does not have such methods to gather troops so quickly. When we invade southern border in the future, we must first get rid of these beacon towers. Jun Shenguang was actually somewhat happy to see these southern border righteous path forces. He wanted these people to spearhead the attack, wearing down Fang Yuan's battle strength and luck. Clear jade dripping wind, tiny bamboo building rose to the sky. Wu Yong and the southern border righteous path immortals were looking at the whole 5 regional mountain range from within the bamboo building. Many Gu immortals felt puzzled and stunned at such a scale of heaven and earth chi. Some wisdom path Gu immortals deduced together, and soon, one of them excitedly said, "It is almost certain that Fang Yuan is undergoing tribulation here." Great! Wonderful, wonderful! Fang Yuan is a heinous demon with deep sins. We will avenge our southern border righteous path's brethren by taking his head today. We are saving the world by killing this demon. We will bring blessings to the people of the world. Humph, this Fang Yuan really thinks my southern border righteous path is a pushover. He is really undergoing tribulation in southern border. He probably thought we will be afraid because he has our members in captivity. Little could he imagine how firm our southern border righteous path is in defending our values. The southern border immortals were full of battle intent. Xia clan's second supreme elder Xia Zhao and third supreme elder Xia Qin Yuan looked at each other with helplessness. They really wanted to save their first supreme elder Xia Cha, but they had no choice but to go with the flow in this atmosphere. Southern border's righteous path forces were already suppressing deep anger from being extorted by Fang Yuan. It was just that they were not able to find Fang Yuan's location. After calculating the benefits, they chose to be extorted to protect the hostages. But at this moment, Fang Yuan was in front of them. As long as they killed him, they might be able to obtain inheritances of multiple venerables, countless cultivation resources, and several secluded domains of heaven and earth. The soaring hatred and the enormous benefits made these southern border Gu immortals' eyes turn red. Our southern border righteous path alliance is newly established. We need to establish a name for ourselves using an infamous demon. Fang Yuan is perfect for this. Everyone, this damned demon is undergoing tribulation. We have limited time. We will attack from all sides and make his death anniversary exactly a year from now. Under Wu Yong's command, southern border righteous path immortals rushed out. They had a powerful group of immortals, Qi Chu Yu, Shang Wu Jia, and other rank 8 Gu immortals, seniors with high authority like Xia Zhao and others, rank 7 experts like Yao Du, Ho Teng, Bada and so on. Even Jun Shenguang, who was hiding inwardly, clicked his tongue. This was almost the full force of southern border's righteous path. There were probably only some minor rank 6 immortals left to guard their headquarters. At this moment, inside the sovereign immortal aperture, Heaven Qi was surging rapidly. Boundless lumps of lights condensed into dozens of giant beams of light and shot towards Fang Yuan. Earth Qi solidified, restraining Fang Yuan's movement. Fang Yuan was austere. His attention was not on the tribulation, but outside his immortal aperture. Oh wow, quite a number of people have showed up. Southern border's righteous path really hates me. Of course the wealth I possess is also extremely attractive. Besides them, there definitely have to be heavenly court's Gu immortals lying in ambush, but I am not able to find them for now. He had captured many southern border Gu immortals and soul-searched them, gaining deep understanding of southern border's righteous path, but he did not dare to have any hint of carelessness right now. Southern border's righteous path had robust foundations and hidden trump cards. Especially some deeply hidden trump cards. Even the clan's first supreme elder might not be aware of them, let alone the captives in Fang Yuan's hands. The beacon towers are troublesome indeed. Fang Yuan heaved a sigh. I destroyed so many, but it is extremely easy for them to construct more again. In my first life of 500 years, southern border was defeated repeatedly before they finally began constructing beacon towers on a large scale. In this life, because of me, the construction of the beacon towers has been brought forward. Those holding high positions are indeed not simple, they cannot be underestimated. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1623, 8 Ears Monkey. Chapter 1623, 8 Ears Monkey. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. The southern border immortals immediately felt strong forces of repulsion and attraction when they entered the 5 regional mountain range. They activated their killer moves to move forward while maintaining defensive methods. Their immortal apertures shook constantly as they suffered backlash from their immortal killer moves. This demon chose quite a good place. Some southern border Gu immortals said with hatred. Even if my immortal aperture is destroyed, I will get rid of this demon. Many Gu immortals instead became filled with battle intent as their thoughts of killing Fang Yuan became even more firm. Fang Yuan was so crafty and vicious, he was audacious and arrogant, having no fear of even heavenly court let alone of the other region's righteous paths. This person was only rank 7 but had ambushed southern border's righteous path immortals and taken them captive for ransom. If he was allowed to advance to rank 8, how disastrous would that be? If Fang Yuan was a righteous path member, it would be fine. Righteous path had to abide by rules. But he was of the demonic path, a lone individual, he killed or robbed others for the cultivation resources he needed. This was an irreconcilable conflict. Moreover, Fang Yuan not only had terrifying battle strength to kill and loot, he could even defend against deductions. This was too frightening. This calamity must be eradicated as early as possible. Kill. Charge in. Avenge our clansmen. Whoever kills Fang Yuan will be heavily rewarded by me, Shang Wu Jie. I, Qi Chu Yu, will personally set up an immortal formation for them. My Wu clan will open the treasury and let the person who kills Fang Yuan choose 3 immortal Gu. The morale of southern borders Gu immortals soared crazily in front of the great rewards. They split into various groups and moved to every area of the 5 regional mountain range, creating a perimeter around the central area before charging in. Caw caw. A series of chicken cries was heard. A giant immemorial year chicken suddenly appeared and blocked Shang Wu Jie's group. Fang Yuan had naturally made arrangements, spreading immemorial year beasts in all directions to block the enemy. This immemorial year chicken charged ferociously towards the southern border Gu immortals. The accompanying rank 7 Gu immortals felt a chill in their hearts and were about to defend with all their strength when they suddenly heard Shang Wu Jie's snort. A little chick trying to block me. Shang Wu Jie shouted, directly activating a rank 8 killer move. Boom! The immemorial year chicken was sent flying, it crashed into a mountain and fell unconscious immediately. The rank 7 Gu immortals gasped at this sight, their gaze towards Shang Wu Jie had already changed. Shang Wu Jie might be a rank 8 Gu immortal but he was never famous for his battle strength. I didn't imagine his offensive move to be so fierce. An immemorial year chicken is still an immemorial year beast, but was knocked unconscious by Shang Wu Jie without even a chance to retaliate. Ferocious, too ferocious. Shang clan is ranked among the top 5 super forces of southern border, but the strength Shang Wu Jie showed is too powerful. Shang Wu Jie's performance was extremely shocking. No matter how weak the immemorial year chicken was, it was still at rank 8 level. Who could have thought it would be get done in by just one move? Read more chapter at VIP Novel. Oh. He brought weak chicken Gu with him. Fang Yuan was observing the situation outside while undergoing the tribulation. The immemorial year chicken's poor performance made Fang Yuan recall a famous transaction in his previous life. Ba clan rank 7 Gu immortal Ba Ji paid an enormous price to obtain rank 8 weak chicken Gu from Shang clan. Because of some special method, he was actually able to use this immortal Gu and increase his strength greatly, successively raising a huge storm in the 5 regions' chaotic war. Currently, Gu immortal Ba Ji is still in closed cultivation. He is not famous and is hardly regarded by anyone. Weak chicken Gu is still with Shang clan and was brought by Shang Wu Jie to deal with me. Shang Wu Jie's battle strength was not outstanding among southern borders rank 8s, but he created a great sensation with weak chicken Gu. Fortunately, that immemorial year rooster was only unconscious and not killed, it could still be saved. Fang Yuan immediately sent an immemorial year snake to attack Shang Wu Jie's group. The two sides confronted. Shang Wu Jie was immediately obstructed, his previous momentum coming to an abrupt stop. Several other groups were also facing Shang Wu Jie's situation, and they all had rank 8 Gu immortals. Fang Yuan was clearly prioritizing defending against these rank 8 existences. These immemorial year beasts were not the match of the rank 8 Gu immortals in one-on-one combat, but they could block them for some time. Moreover, it was different in the 5 regional mountain range. The difficulty of using any immortal killer move increased greatly and the Gu immortal would even suffer the backlash. There were also attraction and repulsion forces that constantly disturbed the Gu immortals. They not only had to concentrate on the fight, but also had to constantly pay attention to these constant attraction and repulsion forces. These attraction and repulsion forces became greater on those with higher cultivation. Rank 8 Gu immortals would face great difficulty to make any move. This was also why, under normal situations, rank 8 Gu immortals traveled through Black Heaven or White Heaven, detouring around this path. But in the end, the 5 regional mountain range was only an imitation of 5 regions' regional walls, so its obstruction towards rank 8 Gu immortals was not as powerful as the true regional walls. Even so, it still greatly restricted the actions of rank 8 Gu immortals. For a moment, even Wu Yong had to use all his strength to fight the immemorial year beast, unable to move any further. These immemorial year beasts came from the river of time and were not born in the 5 regions, so they suffered no restrictions. As for Immortal Gu House Clear Jade Dripping Wind Tiny Bamboo Building, it was a consolidated immortal killer move and would be severely restrained in the 5 regional mountain range. Wu Yong had already stored it inside his immortal aperture and did not dare to rashly take it out. This demon's scheme is truly sly, no wonder he chose this place to undergo tribulation. A Gu immortal coughed out blood and shouted. Forget us, charge in and disturb Fang Yuan's tribulation. We can't let him pass this tribulation. Chi Chu Yu shouted. Fang Yuan had arranged all the immemorial year beasts, but their numbers were not as high as the southern border Gu immortals. While the immemorial year beasts were restraining the southern border immortals, they were also being restrained at the same time. Many southern border Gu immortals passed around the immemorial year beasts and charged towards Fang Yuan. Formation, rise. Fang Yuan was not panicked. Under his command, a large immortal formation suddenly activated in the surroundings. Instantly, the southern border Gu immortals lost their 5 senses, dense fog appeared before them making them lose their direction. This demon had a backup plan indeed. Don't be afraid, immortal Gu houses can't be used easily in the 5 regional mountain range, the same applies to immortal formations. Once enough time passes, it will collapse by itself. At that time, Fang Yuan will have to bear the backlash of the collapse. No, this is exactly that demon's plan. As long as he can hold out for this time and pass the tribulation, even if the formation collapses and he suffers backlash, he can use fixed immortal travel to escape. The southern border Gu immortals rapidly conversed with each other, immediately realizing Fang Yuan's delaying tactic. We need to break this formation as soon as possible. Do you have such methods? Not good. Qi clan's Gu immortals are all obstructed, none of them came. Damn it, this demon did it deliberately. Ha ha ha. Suddenly, a Gu immortal's laughter could be heard. Everyone's gaze was attracted towards the source. They saw a person with a large head, small body, and crafty eyes. Someone immediately asked, "Friend from Ho clan, why are you laughing?" Ho clan Gu immortal Ho Zishua stopped laughing and said, "No need to be worried, everyone. I found that this formation has no space path ability, it is only confusing our senses and causing us to fail to detect the correct direction. I have a beast that can be used for this. Come out." Just as he finished speaking, a strange light shot out of Ho Zishua's immortal aperture and landed on his shoulder, turning into a monkey. This monkey was small, covered with dense amount of silver fur. It had 8 ears, 4 on the left and 4 on the right. A Gu immortal gasped in shock. Could this be an immemorial desolate beast 8 ears monkey? Ho Zishua laughed loudly. You are exactly right. Ear monkey was a strange and precious beast. It was an information path beast. Even ordinary mortal ear monkeys were scarce, an immortal ear monkey was even rarer. When the ear monkey has 6 ears, it is a desolate beast. 7 ears meant ancient desolate beast. And 8 ears meant an immemorial desolate beast. Instantly, the southern border immortals' gazes towards Ho Zishua changed. Ho Zishua only had rank 7 cultivation. He neither had great battle strength nor was famous. Who could have thought he was actually hiding an immemorial desolate beast? He had really hidden it deeply. He might not have showed this trump card if not for this expedition to kill Fang Yuan. Monkey, monkey, where is the enemy? Ho Zishua stroked the 8 ears monkey's small head and softly commanded. The 8 ears monkey, an immemorial desolate beast, was actually so tame that it obediently listened to Ho Zishua's words. It immediately tilted to the side and listened for a moment, before screeching and pointing towards a direction. Everyone followed its direction, immediately making continuous breakthroughs. Suddenly, the immortal formation changed. The 8 ears monkey immediately screamed loudly. it listened once again before pointing to another direction. Fang Yuan frowned. If this went on, he would not be able to block these southern border Gu immortals even if he repeatedly changed the formation. It is actually an 8-ears monkey. Although Ho clan has always focused on raising and enslaving monkeys, I didn't think they had such a rare divine beast. Jun Shenguang's killing intent rose. Killing Fang Yuan was of great importance. Jun Shenguang hesitated for a moment before deciding to take the risk. When the southern border Gu immortals had entered the 5 regional mountain range, he had already quietly activated a killer move to conceal himself and enter. The other heavenly court Gu immortal, Wei Feng, was rapidly approaching as well. Beasts like 8-ears monkey can perceive everything in the surroundings. When central continent invades southern border, most of our concealment methods will be useless. Killing it will be greatly helpful to my heavenly court's plan. A trace of killing intent appeared in Jun Shenguang's eyes when he looked at the 8-ears monkey. The 8-ears monkey immediately reacted, giving a sharp panicked screech. This beast is quite sensitive. Jun Shenguang quickly retracted his gaze and looked ahead. Forget it, I will spare it for now. The urgent task is still Fang Yuan. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Ho Zixua comforted the 8-ears monkey. Right at this time, their vision suddenly cleared up. Some Gu immortals shouted, "We have broken out." Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The sovereign immortal aperture's entrance was wide open as it endlessly devoured the surging heaven and earth chi. This is Fang Yuan's immortal aperture. We are close now. Their enemy was in front of them, but the southern border immortals were dazed, looking at each other. None dared to move forward. Fang Yuan's terrifying might made these rank 7 Gu immortals feel uneasy. The Southern Alliance might have been established, but can the overall situation be changed instantly? These people are still a disorderly band. Jun Shenguang sneered. He continued to move ahead while concealing himself. He was trying to enter Fang Yuan's immortal aperture. Once I enter Fang Yuan's immortal aperture, he will be in a passive state and will have to hold back for fear of destroying his own resources. I don't even have to fight Fang Yuan, I just need to move around while destroying his resources. Fang Yuan definitely would not be able to bear it. Even more perfect is that Fang Yuan's grand tribulation has yet to form. If I disturb him from the side, he will make a mistake trying to deal with everything and I might really be able to kill him. But for more assurance, I should continue to hide inside his immortal aperture, and after Fang Yuan has fought the tribulation and southern border immortals for a while, I can make a fatal move. Haha. I can't wait to see his expression when he realizes a powerful enemy has entered his immortal aperture. Jun Shenguang possessed extremely powerful concealment methods. This was one of his specialties. Naturally, he knew there was also a possibility of him being seen through and discovered by Fang Yuan. But if he did not grasp such a great opportunity, he would miss a chance at victory. Moreover, the probability of Fang Yuan seeing through his concealment was low. What did not carry risk? Let alone when it would be a fierce battle. Jun Shenguang was a high and mighty rank 8 Gu immortal, but he had never lost the courage to stake his life. It was just that he had a clear understanding of when he should take the risk and when he should not. Now is the time to stake my life. Jun Shenguang's eyes shined with bright light as he activated his immortal killer move. He endured the backlash and entered the sovereign immortal aperture along with heaven and earth chi. The southern border immortals had all been maintaining investigative killer moves but none of them detected Jun Shenguang. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1624, This is a Trap. Chapter 1624, This is a Trap. 3. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. The immortal aperture's entrance was wide open, but the scale of the absorption of heaven and earth chi had already decreased by a lot. What is this? The enemy is in front of you and you are all hesitating. A Tai clan Gu immortal shouted at the southern border immortals. Many became red with shame. They immediately came to their senses and someone yelled, "Let's charge in together." Fang Yuan is still undergoing tribulation, we will win this battle. Whoever runs away will be the biggest disgrace of Southern Border's righteous path. That's right, let's charge into his immortal aperture. Even if we die, we will make sure this demon has huge losses. Why so pessimistic? This demon has extorted so many things, his immortal aperture definitely has wondrous and rare resources, not to mention he also has a few secluded domains of heaven and earth. My clan's Gu immortal is still in his captivity, I wonder where he is putting the captives. I have already checked, there are no immortal formations around us. Ho Zixua assured while stroking the 8 ears monkey's small head. The Southern Border immortals immediately put their hearts at ease. Fang Yuan's formation had made Southern Border's righteous path suffer huge losses. After this problem was removed, their morale soared, charging into the entrance of the immortal aperture one after the other. Buzz buzz buzz. But right at this moment, there was a change. Ear-piercing buzzing sounds resounded throughout the battlefield, almost bursting the immortals' eardrums. At the same time, an extremely dazzling light burst out. Many Southern Border Gu immortals were caught off guard, their vision was covered in white as they temporarily lost sight. The Southern Border immortals were shocked, they defended in panic while sending out countless killer moves towards the center of the light. The person inside the light was not Fang Yuan, but Jun Shenguang. He was furious and shaken, this killer move of mine is Fright Light, it will activate automatically when I face fatal danger and I don't need to control it. Fright Light was activated when I tried to sneak into Fang Yuan's immortal aperture. What's going on? Could there still be a trap? 1. He was a rank 8 Gu immortal, he retreated rapidly while blocking the bombardment of the Southern Border immortals. You have great methods, but since you have arrived, why be in a hurry to leave? Fang Yuan's leisurely laughter reached Jun Shenguang's ears. Jun Shenguang's mind jolted, crying out, oh no. He immediately sensed a formless attraction force pulling him, trying to drag him into Fang Yuan's immortal aperture. Immediately, Jun Shenguang's doubt completely disappeared, he was certain that this was Fang Yuan's trap. Jun Shenguang roared and without regard for the backlash from the 5 regional mountain range, he crazily activated his immortal killer moves to resist the formless attraction force. Jun Shenguang used his main method to turn into a ray of strange light once again and tried to shoot out of the battlefield. But although the killer move succeeded, the strange light speed was so slow, to the point of being like a snail or a tortoise. Damn it, this is a time path method. Jun Shenguang immediately identified it because this time path method had slowed down his time by close to 100 times. Jun Shenguang was extremely shocked, I am a rank 8 Gu immortal with rank 8 Dao marks, why am I being slowed down so much? Fang Yuan's time path method is actually at rank 8 level, this is completely beyond the previous information, how did he achieve this? What happened? I have been struck. Time is extremely slow, it is like I am trapped in a swamp, quickly think of some way. Like Jun Shenguang, the nearby Southern Border immortals were also in the same situation. You all came uninvited, I should naturally pay such enthusiasm 100-fold in return. Fang Yuan descended on the battlefield. They saw a Gu immortal wearing a loose white robe, with black hair fluttering in the wind, his face was handsome to the point of being beautiful. A pair of deep abyss-like eyes with a gaze filled with coldness and terrifying killing intent. The Gu immortals here were all too familiar with this appearance, such that their bodies started shaking and their faces paled in fright. Someone among the Gu immortals said with a trembling voice, Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan ignored these rank 7 Gu immortals and looked at Jun Shenguang. Jun Shenguang's face was red as he used all his strength to get rid of the time path restraints. He had plenty of methods and they were showing good effects under his efforts, the time path restraints on him were decreasing and his speed was subsequently increasing. Fang Yuan smiled, slowly extending his left arm. His pristine jade-like hand spread open elegantly, like the blossoming of a white lotus. Soul path aura surged out and instantly shrunk fiercely, condensing into an illusory figure in Fang Yuan's left palm. This illusory figure looked like the real Luo Pavali, but shrunk by countless times. Luo Pavali's illusory figure leisurely rotated while Fang Yuan's left hand began to slowly close. Jun Shenguang's mind rang madly with warning signals, an unprecedented sense of danger had shrouded his whole body and mind. His eyes opened wide, almost about to rip open from the nervousness. What is this killer move? Terrifying, too terrifying. My feeling is not wrong, I will not survive if I get hit by this move. Escape, I must escape. Jun Shenguang's face turned completely red, his thin brows trembled madly as his previous grace completely disappeared. Immortal killer move, Sun Deity's Radiance. With a shout, he directly used his strongest method. His whole body turned into a lump of light, endless light erupted, it was like a small sun had appeared in the battlefield. The scalding white light had inexhaustible might, wherever it went, Fang Yuan's time path methods crumbled apart. The southern border immortals had just freed themselves when they were engulfed by the endless glaring sunlight. The imitation regional wall that spread over every mountain dissipated completely under the illumination of the powerful sunlight. The whole 5 regional mountain range began to shake, especially the center of the battlefield where large amounts of mountain rocks began to crumble and fall. The aftereffects of Sun Deity's radiance even affected other battlefields. Southern borders groups with rank 8s, who were fighting with immemorial year beasts, were heavily disturbed by this. This is a rank 8 Gu immortal of Central Continent. Humph, this is probably a person of heavenly court. The light dissipated, the scene at the central battlefield became extremely clear. Suddenly, a Gu immortal cried out in shock. Wait, that immortal aperture, that is my clansman's immortal aperture. What? It is not Fang Yuan's immortal aperture. Everyone was terrified. This is a trap. Jun Shenguang shouted as he forcibly concentrated and retreated madly. Escaping? Fang Yuan suddenly appeared above Jun Shenguang. Jun Shenguang's heart shook fiercely as he stared at Fang Yuan rigidly with narrowed eyes. In that instant, he suddenly realized that rather than saying Fang Yuan was ambushing southern border Gu immortals, it was more accurate to say he was specially ambushing Heavenly Court's members like himself. So your true target was me. Humph, you have already exposed that move, I am now already on guard. Your trap has also collapsed, can you still restrain me? A mere rank 7. I am a rank 8 Gu immortal. I also have wave foam rushing here now. Unless this group of southern border Gu immortals teamed up with you, do you think you can kill me? Jun Shenguang breathed heavily, countless rays of light flowed around him like liquid, protecting him heavily. Sure enough, the southern border immortals attacked at the next moment. Their target was Fang Yuan. Wu Yong took the lead, while Qi Chu Yu and Shan Wujie followed closely behind. They attacked Fang Yuan, disregarding the attacks of the immemorial year beasts. Following them, large numbers of southern border Gu immortal experts used their main techniques. Jun Shenguang laughed heartily. Fang Yuan, you demon, you have brought your own doom by committing so many sins. You still want to kill me? Your death is certain today. Is that so? In the brink of danger, Fang Yuan was still calm, the corners of his lips even rose slightly to reveal a mocking smile. Boom! At the next moment, his rank 7 aura suddenly changed. An incomparable aura soared to the skies and shot in all directions. Everyone at the scene was greatly shocked. What? Rank 8 aura. Impossible. Fang Yuan's body paused slightly before he lightly pointed his finger. Immortal killer move, spring scissors. Next, he folded his hands, his sleeves fluttered and formed a fan. Immortal killer move, summer fan. This is... Qi Chu Yu and Shan Wujie were dumbstruck at this scene. This is Lady Xia Cha's. Several of Xia clan's rank 7 Gu immortals cried out, an extremely bad feeling shrouded everyone's hearts. Rumble. Spring scissors attacked Jun Shenguang, immediately suppressing him, while summer fan which was in Fang Yuan's hand waved rapidly, blocking all killer moves of the southern border immortals. At this moment, Fang Yuan's demonic aura surged as he fought the whole group alone. It was a grand spectacle. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1625, Luo Pasil. Chapter 1625, Luo Pasil. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Shock. All the Gu immortals present at the scene felt shocked at seeing Fang Yuan fight against everyone. They had come to obstruct and disturb Fang Yuan from passing his tribulation, to prevent him from becoming rank 8. But none of them had thought that when they saw him, he was already rank 8. This unexpected result caught all of them off guard. When did he advance to rank 8? Chi Chu Yu's eyes were wide open in disbelief. It is not strange for him to be able to use spring scissors and summer fan. The important thing is that these killer moves have been amplified by time path Dao marks and are able to obstruct all the attacks. Even if Fang Yuan advanced to rank 8, how could he have gained so many time path Dao marks in such a short period of time? I think he has likely possessed Xiaxia's body and used familiar face to deceive us and make us think he has already passed the tribulation. Shan Wujie forced himself to calm down and analyzed. No. First Supreme Elders Spring and Summer are both rank 8 Immortal Gu and can only be activated by rank 8 Immortal Essence. Xia Clan's second Supreme Elder Xia Zhao shouted. Then. Shan Wujie immediately hesitated. Immortal Essence contained the Gu Immortals' will and had to belong to themselves. If they died, their heavenly spirit or land spirit could use their Immortal Essence. The only exception was Immortal Gu houses, as Immortal Essence from any source could be used in them. But the killer moves Fang Yuan used were clearly not Immortal Gu houses. If Fang Yuan was only rank 7 with Red Date Immortal Essence, he would not be able to activate rank 8 Immortal Gu Spring and Summer, even if he possessed Xiaxia's body and obtained her Immortal Essence. No use in thinking much, we will know after killing Fang Yuan. Wu Yong called out. He flew forward, the immemorial year beast behind him collapsed to the ground, unable to get up. At this crucial moment, Wu Yong displayed powerful battle strength. He first killed Fang Yuan's immemorial year beast and then used all his strength to attack Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan. Wu Yong's gaze was cold as his battle intent surged wildly. Even if you have truly advanced to rank 8, you won't escape your doom today. This 5 regional mountain range, which you carefully chose, will be your graveyard. Just as he finished speaking, the whole mountain range began to tremor violently. The ground quaked, the mountains shook, and debris flew everywhere. What's happening? The immortals were stunned. Wu Yong's voice traveled to everyone's ears. Don't panic, this is a backup plan I arranged. It can change the alignment of the earth vein under the 5 regional mountain range and destroy the mountain range. The immortals were even more puzzled. So what if the earth vein's alignment changed? But soon, they had a pleasant surprise. As the mountain range gradually crumbled, the 5 colored lights unique to the 5 regional mountain range were also rapidly dissipating. This? Even Jun Shenguang was astonished. Amazing. Without these shackles, our battle strength will recover and we will no longer be restrained. Southern Borders Gu Immortals were rejoicing. Wu Yong is indeed different from Wu Du Xiu, he still had another card up his sleeve. Shan Wujie's eyes flickered with sharp lights. How can Wu Clan be so familiar with 5 regional mountain range? There cannot be this level of effect just by changing the alignment of the earth vein. They also would have to know the arrangements made by Tao Zhu back then. Chi Chu Yu's thoughts were fluctuating rapidly. The large formation, set up by Wu Clan's and Xiao Clan's Gu Immortals in the periphery of the 5 regional mountain range, was constantly rumbling. It was the source of the change in the entire 5 regional mountain range. Xiao Si Lu, Wu Yu Bo and some others were in charge of this formation. Wu Yu Bo chuckled coldly while looking towards the battlefield. This demon Fang Yuan wants to rely on the 5 regional mountain range. Now that we have destroyed his territorial advantage, how will he defend against our southern border righteous path's attacks? Xiao Si Lu was silent, her expression was slightly complicated. She had once been quite close with Wu Yi and had even believed she and he would get married. But the outcome was shocking beyond her imagination. Wu Yi was actually Fang Yuan in disguise. She felt a chill every time she thought of how close she had been with a great demon like Fang Yuan. She did not have any feelings left for Fang Yuan, her complicated emotions were because of the 5 regional mountain range. Everyone thought Tao Zhu's research of the regional walls did not succeed. But that was not quite true. Xiao clan had by chance obtained clues to Tao Zhu's inheritance and had been secretly exploring the clues to excavating the inheritance. But they had not expected Wu Yong to know of this information, and under his pressure, Xiao clan had to offer their findings which were then used now. It was because of such clues that Wu Yong had a deep understanding of the 5 regional mountain range and could make the lights of the 5 regions disappear by changing the earth vein. If it were any other who tried to change the earth vein without knowledge, unless they were extremely lucky, the lights would still exist for the most part. Oh. This is a rank 8 Gu immortal's inheritance, but it is all used up here, and with the destruction of the 5 regional mountain range, there is no hope in exploring the inheritance anymore. Xiao Si Lu sighed. She seemed to have had many thoughts, but a very short time had passed. Jun Shenguang's fright light activated as he was chased by Fang Yuan. The southern border immortals attacked Fang Yuan, but their attacks were blocked by Fang Yuan, who revealed rank 8 cultivation. Southern border immortals conversed rapidly, while Wu Yong made the first move. The 5 regional mountain range crumbled, removing Fang Yuan's terrain advantage. All these changes happened in an instant. Fang Yuan endured the southern border immortals' attacks while still chasing after Jun Shenguang even when Wu Yong was nearing him. Jun Shenguang had used his trump card, his aura had already fallen to an extreme point. His sun deity's radiance killer move was extremely powerful, but it not only expended a huge amount of white lychee immortal essence, it also permanently decreased his light path Dao marks. It was a move that dealt damage to the enemy as well as to himself. Moreover, he had activated it inside the 5 regional mountain range and had already suffered a powerful backlash. Although he managed to escape for the moment, he was seriously injured. But now, the lights of the 5 regions were rapidly weakening. Jun Shenguang felt like a huge load was removed from his back. He felt more at ease in his movements as his greatest concern was removed. Looking at Wu Yong rushing towards Fang Yuan, a thought appeared in Jun Shenguang's mind: should I cooperate with the southern border Gu immortals to kill Fang Yuan? This thought had just emerged when it was immediately rejected by Jun Shenguang. Continue to escape. The current situation was extremely complex. He was not a southern border Gu immortal. More importantly, Fang Yuan was chasing him. If he managed to escape, it would mean Fang Yuan's failure. Jun Shenguang prioritizing his escape was a very wise move. Fang Yuan was still chasing him closely, disregarding Wu Yong. At this time, there was another change. A powerful aura suddenly emerged. Enormous pillars in 5 colors soared to the skies. A loud voice reverberated throughout the 5 regional mountain range: Junior, you did well, you actually passed my final test of destroying the 5 regional mountain range. Now, my 5 regions inheritance is yours. Cultivate properly and you can move unrestrained and unhindered over the world in the future. Don't let down my name. In the middle of the 5 colored light pillars, a smoke like will condensed into the vivid appearance of a Gu immortal. Many gazes were inevitably attracted towards this. Someone recognized this appearance. This looks like old man Tao Zhu. This can't be, right? At the periphery of the mountain range, Xiao Si Lu heard the voice from within the pillars and felt strange. Tao Zhu's final test was to destroy the 5 regional mountain range. This accidental action actually activated Tao Zhu's inheritance. Tao Zhu's heard someone calling him old man and immediately felt unhappy, speaking arrogantly: what old man, since you are inheriting my inheritance, how could you be so disrespectful? Rumble. Wind blew rapidly, heaven and earth roared. Replying to him was Wu Yong's rank 8 killer move, but it was targeted towards Fang Yuan and not him. Fang Yuan's immortal robe shook and ripples appeared on it. It was the immortal killer move Reverse Flow Protection Seal. This move reflected the attack. Wu Yong continued to close in while enduring the reflected attack. Fang Yuan's speed was immediately restrained. The move Wu Yong used had an extremely wide range, so reverse flow protection seal only reflected back a portion that had struck Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan continued to fly while reflecting the attacks back, although he was completely safe, his speed was greatly reduced. Fang Yuan had already used reverse flow protection seal many times, how could Wu Yong not have prepared specific restricting methods? What? Tao Zhu's will was stunned. He quickly looked around and saw several rank 8 Gu immortals fighting. There were also many rank 7 experts present on the scene. He almost broke down from the shock. What's going on? This was completely different from his original expectation. There was no respectful junior in front of him, there were only vicious and fierce Gu immortals. Ignore him, he is just a dead man. The inheritance is here, we can take it after the battle. The urgent thing now is to kill Fang Yuan. Not to mention Tao Zhu's inheritance, I would even give up a Gu Venerable's true inheritance to kill Fang Yuan. The immortals shouted in fury, their attention once again focusing on Fang Yuan's body. Tao Zhu's will. He was stupefied, this was completely out of his expectations. Shortly afterwards, he shook as he reacted, who in the world is that person being chased by so many Gu immortals? To kill him, they can even give up a Gu Venerable's true inheritance. Tao Zhu's will looked towards Fang Yuan but did not recognize him. Who is this person? Someone who became a Gu immortal after my main body's death. Right at this time, Fang Yuan had finally caught up to Jun Shenguang. Jun Shenguang's whole body was soaked in sweat from the nervousness, intense warning signals caused his heart to beat like a drum. He escaped with all his strength while cursing internally, Wu Yong, you bastard. What killer move did you use, even trapping me? Wu Yong's killer move had an extremely wide range, even Jun Shenguang received its care. Wu Yong's exquisite method was not so easily broken, Jun Shenguang's strength fell sharply, his speed fell even more than Fang Yuan's. It's over. Fang Yuan mumbled lightly as he attacked with no change in his expression, calm like an ancient well. The illusory figure of Luo Pavali in his palm was slowly rotating. Suddenly, Fang Yuan's fingers clenched it tightly. A gray light shot out from the gap between the fingers. Fang Yuan then opened his palm and slapped towards the distant Jun Shenguang. Comment. The light shot out with extreme speed, Jun Shenguang dodged it frantically like a headless housefly. Wu Yong, who was chasing from behind, had a sinister look in his eyes. A wild wind suddenly blew around Jun Shenguang, obstructing him heavily. Wu Yong, I curse your grandmother. Jun Shenguang did not even have time to complete his curse when Fang Yuan's gray light struck him. In an instant, his flight came to an abrupt stop. His physical body had no injuries, but his soul was heavily injured to the point it was almost extinguished. Immortal killer move, Luo Pasil. While Jun Shenguang was in a daze, an immortal Gu house suddenly appeared beside Fang Yuan. Inside the immortal Gu house, Ing Wu Xia attacked Jun Shenguang with a killer move he had prepared for a while. Immortal killer move, lead soul into dream. Jun Shenguang could not react, instantly falling into a dream realm, unable to extricate himself. The immortal Gu house was shadowy and faint, it immediately absorbed Jun Shenguang and flew to Fang Yuan's side. Wu Yong paled from fright. He had disturbed Jun Shenguang because he wanted to test the power of Fang Yuan's move. After all, Jun Shenguang was not a southern border Gu immortal, why not make use of him once? But Wu Yong had never expected Fang Yuan to capture Jun Shenguang in one move. Previously, Fang Yuan had captured the southern border immortals by trapping them in a meticulously laid out time path formation. But now, he captured Jun Shenguang with just a few methods. Such an increase in battle strength was simply horrifying. What killer move is that? It feels like it only targets the Gu immortal's soul. It has such terrifying might, I must defend against it. There is also the immortal Gu house. What is that immortal Gu house? It almost cannot be detected when it is concealed. Southern borders rank 8s rushed over with surging momentum. But when they witnessed Fang Yuan capturing Jun Shenguang, they were shocked and bewildered as their battle intent fell sharply. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1626, Wu Yong's Loss. Chapter 1626, Wu Yong's Loss. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Fang Yuan's actions shocked Tao Zhu immensely. Where did this soul path Gu immortal come from? He severely injured a rank 8 Gu immortal with just one attack. Such imposing demonic might, even spectral soul was merely at this level when he was young. I didn't expect this young man, who looks so delicate, to be so vicious and have such peerless methods. He must have committed many sins, or else why would Southern Border's righteous path attack him on such a scale? Noticing this, Tao Zhu's will became frightened. For the first time, he felt that the pillars of light around him were so glaring. My main body had made this arrangement for the convenience of the inheritor. Oh, who could have expected this situation to happen at the moment the inheritance activated? What did I do to deserve this? Was it easy for my main body to make such a painstaking arrangement? Tao Zhu's will immediately felt lonely and helpless. In this situation, let alone him, a mere will, even his main body would have to stay away from this conflict. The implications were too deep and troublesome, he could not rashly get involved. Tao Zhu's will was frightened, dejectedly curling inside the pillars while mumbling, "Don't look at me, don't look at me." 1. Why would the Gu immortals have the time or mood to look at him? Fang Yuan had captured the rank 8 Gu immortal Jun Shenguang in front of everyone. Such terrifying battle strength made the rank 7 Gu immortals have parched mouths, and even the rank 8s were dazed. How can we defeat such a powerful enemy? If I stake my life and something unexpected happens, what will happen to the clan? Other rank 8s will keep their lives while I will be wasting mine for them. When Fang Yuan was rank 7 and could fight rank 8 with reverse flow protection seal, Southern Border's rank 8 Gu immortals could accept this level of battle strength. But it was completely different now. Fang Yuan was not only a rank 8 Gu immortal, he also possessed a mysterious and powerful method that seemed to be a soul path method. And it made a great combination with led soul into dream. Jun Shenguang's example was right in front of them. The Southern Border rank 8 Gu immortals could also very well fall to Fang Yuan's vicious methods. At the crucial moment, the deep-seated problem for Southern Border's righteous path emerged again. They were forces who had prioritized themselves for too long. A heavy wariness against each other was already ingrained deep in their bones. Even if they realized the necessity of an alliance, faced with a choice at this time, these rank 8 Gu immortals all felt hesitation. These Southern Border rank 8 Gu immortals hesitated, but Fang Yuan had no hesitation. He laughed loudly as he turned around and charged towards Wu Yong. "Wu Yong! What did you say earlier? This is my graveyard? Ha ha ha. I think it is the opposite, this is your graveyard. Come, come, let's settle the score once and for all." Fang Yuan gave a loud shout, his voice resounding throughout the 5 regional mountain range like thunder. His white robe and hair fluttered in the wind, his demonic aura and surging killing intent shocked the immortals. 3. Qi Chu Yu, Shan Wu Jia and other rank 8 Gu immortals looked at Fang Yuan targeting Wu Yong, feeling complicated. They were tense but also could not help feeling a slight relief as all kinds of thoughts lingered in their minds. Fang Yuan might be powerful but he was only one man in the end. Moreover, Qi Chu Yu had transacted with Fang Yuan before. In the current Southern Alliance, the alliance leader's position was empty and Wu Yong was undoubtedly the number one choice for it. If he became the alliance leader, who knew how he would treat the other clans? Southern Border had always been divided. The biggest problem in working together were the mental hurdles and self-interest of the respective Gu immortals. When 2 tigers fought, one was definitely going to be injured. Whether the injured one was Fang Yuan or Wu Yong, it was beneficial to other clans. Moreover, it could not be said we had not come to aid. Aren't we being hindered by immemorial year beasts? Useless bunch. Wu Yong inwardly cursed when he saw no one coming to his aid. But he did not fear Fang Yuan, instead his courage and battle intent were stirred. Let me see what method you use to capture a rank 8 Gu immortal. Wu Yong took out clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building and controlled this immortal Gu house to charge straight at Fang Yuan. Although Fang Yuan had a mysterious immortal Gu house, it absolutely would not be able to survive a collision with clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building. His eyes flashed with a sinister light as he suddenly changed his direction and flew down. Clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building's momentum was too fierce and fast as it missed its target. Wu Yong, you are safe with the immortal Gu house to protect you. In that case, how about I kill these rank 7 immortals, can you save them? Ha ha ha. Fang Yuan laughed madly. Damn it. Wu Yong quickly changed the direction of clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building and chased after Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan continued, Wu Yong, you have such a huge ambition, you established the Southern Border Alliance to become its leader, right? Let's see if you will still have the face left to become the alliance leader after I kill these people. Fang Yuan had not actually made any real attacks at Wu Yong, but his words were like blades that stabbed deeply in Wu Yong's heart. Wu Yong had led the Southern Border Immortals to besiege and kill Fang Yuan. On one hand, it was because he had deep hatred towards Fang Yuan, on the other hand, it was to accumulate reputation to pave the road to the position of alliance leader. But if he let Fang Yuan kill these rank 7 Gu immortals while he remained safe inside clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building without being able to do anything to Fang Yuan, his reputation was sure to take a huge hit and he would be even further from the position of alliance leader. Wu Yong was anxious and furious, almost pacing around in clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building. Although clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building was extremely fast and was rapidly catching up to Fang Yuan had already reached those rank 7 Gu immortals. Persevere. Am I going to die? Not necessarily. There are many Gu immortals here, we still have hope of survival. Fang Yuan had yet to attack, but these rank 7 Gu immortals' morale had already dissipated, they did not have any thought of counterattacking and were only thinking of how to preserve their lives. The scene of Fang Yuan capturing a central continent rank 8 Gu immortal was truly horrifying. Go die. Fang Yuan's shout suddenly stopped. At the moment of danger, a dense yellowish-brown radiance suddenly appeared under the Southern Border Immortals and firmly protected them. This was a rank 8 defensive killer move. Fang Yuan, why commit more murders? You kill me, I kill you, this cycle is too pitiful and miserable. You are an outstanding person of this era, why can't you see through this? Lu Weiyin's figure appeared not far away. Humph. You again. Fang Yuan gazed fiercely at Lu Weiyin. Boom. At the next moment, clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building flew over like a meteor and carried with it Wu Yong's intense hatred and anger, heavily collided with Fang Yuan's back. Immortal killer move, reverse flow protection seal. Fang Yuan was completely safe, the attack was reflected back to clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building. But the enormous collision force sent Fang Yuan flying like a cannonball. Wu Yong was suddenly at ease, he had sent Fang Yuan away from these rank 7 Gu immortals and it would be even more difficult for him to attack these people. But soon, Lu Weiyin's voice reached him, not good. This is Fang Yuan's plan, he is escaping. Wu Yong's expression immediately turned ashen as he helplessly looked at Fang Yuan smoothly charging into that immortal aperture. The moment he entered, the immortal aperture's entrance loudly closed. Fang Yuan is too crafty, since he put an ambush here, how could he not have arranged an escape route? He entered the immortal aperture because he must have a way to escape, like fixed immortal travel. Veins popped up on Wu Yong's forehead, he felt extremely stifled. Immortal apertures had always been easy to defend and hard to attack, especially an immortal aperture that had its entrance closed. Naturally, Southern Border's righteous path group could break into this blessed land. But Fang Yuan already had enough time to escape. Wu Yong had gathered such a large team but still failed, not only was he unable to harm a single hair of Fang Yuan, a central continent rank 8 Gu immortal was captured right in front of everyone. This was simply a kick to Wu Yong's face. What is more insufferable is this guy. Wu Yong's dark gaze stared at Lu Wei-yin. He suddenly spoke, "Lu Wei-yin, why didn't you stop him?" Lu Wei-yin quickly greeted as he said slowly, "I am ashamed. I already used all my strength to protect these southern border friends, I truly did not have strength left to obstruct him." Lu Wei-yin was instantly swarmed with countless expressions of gratitude from the southern border Gu immortals. Wu Yong breathed heavily in anger, his fists were tightly clenched but he could do nothing to Lu Wei-yin. Lu Wei-yin had a terrifying background of being Paradise Earth's inheritor and was the competitor who possessed the greatest threat to Wu Yong's dream of taking the alliance leader position. Wu Yong had led the immortals to besiege Fang Yuan but had left Lu Wei-yin behind so he could more easily accumulate prestige. But the result was, Fang Yuan escaped while Wu Yong gained nothing, his reputation suffered while Lu Wei-yin was the complete opposite. Wu Yong's gaze shined sharply as if lightning sparks were flashing inside. After a while, he sighed and let his body relax, the anger on his face completely disappeared while his battle intent soared inwardly. A faint smile appeared on his lips as he clapped, thinking, "Fang Yuan, Lu Wei-yin, you two are truly something. I lost this round entirely because of you two. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible." Chapter 1627, Ziwei's Lingering Fear. Chapter 1627, Ziwei's Lingering Fear. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. How could this be? How could this be? When information of the southern border battle reached her, Fairy Ziwei kept on mumbling in perplexity. The vast and bright hall was now filled with doubts. Fang Yuan had not only passed the tribulation, becoming rank 8, he had even laid a trap in the 5 regional mountain range and captured Heavenly Court Gu immortal Jun Shengguang. Fairy Ziwei already knew of the southern border Gu immortals being captured by Fang Yuan, but she had never imagined the same fate would befall her Heavenly Court so quickly. A Heavenly Court Gu immortal was actually captured alive. How long has it been since this happened? The instant she learned of this news, Fairy Ziwei had subconsciously thought of the impressive battle achievements of multiple demon venerables. Her brows showed her worry and there was even nervousness. Despite her estimating Fang Yuan highly, his growth had still greatly surpassed her expectations. Ever since Fang Yuan gained reverse flow protection seal, he has been huge trouble. Now that he has become rank 8, along with Xiaxia's methods, regardless of using the terrain advantage in the 5 regional mountain range to weaken his enemies, he indeed possesses a threat to Heavenly Court Gu immortals. Fairy Ziwei heaved a deep sigh. She had already expected such a day. So she had tried all ways to eliminate this danger beforehand, but who could have expected Fang Yuan's progress to be so fast? Fang Yuan's progress is getting faster and faster, it seems like the quantitative change is becoming a qualitative change. But how in the world did he become a rank 8 without any commotion? Fairy Ziwei did not understand. She had always thought Fang Yuan's extremely fast cultivation progress was because he had used time path methods to quicken his immortal aperture's rate of time. But looking back over it, Fairy Ziwei suddenly realized Fang Yuan also had a peerless method that could raise his cultivation level. Then, what is this method? Fairy Ziwei did not continue deducing, instead she left the hall and arrived at Spectral Soul's confinement area. The large formation rumbled into motion. After a long while, Fairy Ziwei returned to her hall with a shaken expression. Sovereign Immortal Fetus Gu. Sovereign Immortal Aperture, so it was like this. Fairy Ziwei muttered to herself, she was dazed and her soul was shaken. Spectral Soul's ambition shocked her. What made her even more fearful was that Sovereign Immortal Fetus Gu had been refined and obtained by Fang Yuan. An intense bitterness emerged in her heart. Spectral Soul had really hidden it too deeply. If not for Fang Yuan revealing clues this time which made Fairy Ziwei doubtful and use a specialized soul search, she would still have been in the dark. No wonder Fang Yuan's cultivation speed is so fast. This time, he should have annexed many southern border Gu immortals' immortal apertures to skip tribulations and become a rank 8. He could activate Xiaxia's killer moves and confront other rank 8s head-on, this means he has annexed Xiaxia's immortal aperture. Only then would he have enough time path Dao marks to amplify Xiaxia's killer moves. Immortal apertures can only swallow smaller immortal apertures, but the sovereign immortal aperture is special. But devouring Xiaxia's rank 8 grotto heaven would require time path great grandmaster attainment. How could Fang Yuan have it? Wait. Suddenly, Fairy Ziwei's expression became extremely unsightly. All kinds of clues merged in her mind and removed her previous bewilderment. Fang Yuan has dream path methods and can raise his attainment level through dream realms. No wonder he entered southern border and plundered dream realms. His time path great grandmaster attainment was definitely gained from dream realms. Gasp. Thinking of this, even Fairy Ziwei, who held a high status and was very experienced, could not help taking in a cold breath. Fang Yuan had the sovereign immortal aperture and could devour apertures to skip calamities and tribulations. And the biggest obstacle in devouring apertures was the attainment level of the respective paths. It was extremely difficult to raise attainment level and often required hundreds of years. But Fang Yuan could quickly raise his attainment level through dream realms. Like this, he could create a beneficial cycle. His cultivation speed could rise to a level where it could raise a terrifying wave even in the entire history of human cultivation. No, more accurately, what is terrifying is spectral soul. Fang Yuan was only a chess piece of Heaven's will to destroy spectral soul's heaven-defying plan. It was just that he escaped Heaven's will's control in the end. Fairy Ziwei felt a chill. Heavenly Court had already confined spectral soul, and Fairy Ziwei would also frequently torture and soul search to extract important information from spectral soul. But despite this, Fairy Ziwei was feeling deep lingering fear. If spectral soul had truly succeeded, he would have great grandmaster attainment level in all paths. With his extreme killing nature, he could continue devouring apertures, and along with Shadow Sect and Zombie Alliance's resources, he could totally go straight to rank 8. At this level, spectral soul would have pseudo-venerable battle strength. More importantly, when the 5 regions chaotic war starts and dream realms appear everywhere, spectral soul might even be able to progress further. His huge ambition could be felt just by looking at lead soul into dream. He had already made countless preparations in this aspect. If he truly reached this step, his dominance would be too large. Even the great dream seed Feng Jin Huang might have no chance to mature. Fortunately, he was not able to make the breakthrough during the most important juncture. Currently, Fang Yuan is taking his place in this plan, so it is more accurate to say that he did not succeed, but he did not completely fail either. Fairy Ziwei frowned deeply when she thought of Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan gave up on those southern border Gu immortals and instead prioritized capturing Jun Shengguang. His action is similar to me soul searching spectral soul. He wants to get the location of heavenly court from Jun Shengguang's soul. Oh no, the river of time. The tumultuous river was always flowing. It was so vast that its ends could not be seen. From inside an immortal Gu house, Fang Yuan quietly looked at the ebb and flow of the river and its countless dazzling ripples. The river of time. After entering the immortal aperture and gaining some free time, Fang Yuan used an immortal killer move made with fixed immortal travel to escape the battleground. Not long later, he entered the river of time. Right now, Jun Shengguang's soul was facing constant soul searching inside his sovereign immortal aperture. Know yourself and your enemy, and you will never be defeated. Fang Yuan urgently needed to know what arrangements Heavenly Court had made in the river of time. I laid an ambush in the 5 regional mountain range and fought a large battle. Although I captured Jun Shengguang, I revealed too much information. Fang Yuan wanted to catch Heavenly Court off guard and not give them enough time to respond, so he directly entered the river of time in this short time period. This Lu Wei-yin is not simple. His action was too timely, saving those southern border rank 7s at the most critical time. He was probably hiding nearby all along. Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable had a merciful and compassionate nature. He restored peace to the chaotic world and repaired the damage done by spectral soul in all 5 regions. In the 5 regions, and especially southern border, among the 10 venerables, his reputation is the highest. As his current inheritor, Lu Wei-yin has inherited this reputation as well. This person is going against me, but his true goal does not look to be so simple and is hidden in a layer of fog. Unfortunately, there is no such person in the memories of my previous life. The more he thought, the more Fang Yuan felt his 500 years of memories were not reliable. Naturally, there was also the possibility that the butterfly effect of his rebirth had spread until it involved Lu Wei-yin. Fang Yuan slightly shook his head, forgetting about Lu Wei-yin for the moment, and thought of Tao Zhu's inheritance. He felt a huge regret. Tao Zhu's true inheritance was definitely related to the 5 regions' regional walls. The 5 regions' regional walls would disappear without a trace in the future and the 5 regions would merge into one. Tao Zhu's research in crossing the regional walls would look like a joke. But think about it carefully. Tao Zhu could construct the 5 regional mountain range. Couldn't this method of imitating the regional walls be used to defend oneself? Especially for Fang Yuan, fighting in regional walls was extremely advantageous. It is a pity, a true pity. The situation did not allow me to take this inheritance. I had missed this true inheritance of Tao Zhu by a hair's breadth. Fang Yuan's wisdom path attainment was not low. He had a strong premonition that missing this chance to obtain Tao Zhu's inheritance was a severe loss to him. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1628, Present and Past Pavilion, for Xianxia. Chapter 1628, Present and Past Pavilion, for Xianxia. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Tao Zhu's true inheritance. If this was months ago, Fang Yuan might be able to use the southern border Gu immortals to exchange for this inheritance. But now, the southern border captives that he had were already annexed. He had already killed the hostages. These southern border Gu immortals were all rank 7 Gu immortal experts, while Xianxia had rank 8 cultivation level. The sovereign immortal aperture annexed them as well as the immortal aperture blessed lands in City Well. Fang Yuan's cultivation level rose rapidly. He went from rank 7 to rank 8, skipping the final rank 7 Grand Tribulation. Fang Yuan originally planned to continue capturing southern border Gu immortals in the 5 regional mountain range before extorting them. But because of Lu Wei-yin, Fang Yuan's plan was disrupted. Not only did his cultivation level rise, because the sovereign immortal aperture could annex his enemies perfectly, Fang Yuan's Dao marks also rose in huge numbers. Using perceivable Dao immortal Gu to check them, Fang Yuan's current Dao mark accumulation was extremely deep. He originally had very little time path Dao marks, almost at the bottom, but it had emerged to become his number 1 path, having 73,000 Dao marks. Almost all of it was Xiaoqia's contribution. He had truly become wealthy from one single robbery. With so many time path Dao marks, Fang Yuan's time path killer moves could be amplified by 74 times. Along with the rank 8 Gu spring and summer, his battle strength was extremely high now. Within the 5 regional mountain range, he managed to block the attacks of many Gu immortals at once. Of course, he had made use of the territorial advantage of the 5 regional walls trait. The southern border Gu immortals could not work together well and conflicted with each other. The second was water path Dao marks, reaching 60,000. He had a lot of water path accumulations. Fang Yuan had killed lone immortals Zhou Li, Wu Yi-hai, Yu Chan, and others, while many of the Eastern Sea lone immortals in City Well were also water path cultivators. Third was transformation path, having 50,000. It was originally first place, but had fallen to third place now. Fourth was soul path at 30,000. The immortal aperture's own Dao marks, as well as the yellow spring ghost martial statue earthly calamity and green lightning divine martial statue heavenly tribulation, along with other accumulations, added up to 29,000. The remaining hundreds were obtained from Fang Yuan's soul cultivation. According to Spectral Soul's true inheritance, after Million Man Soul, 10 Million Man Soul, 100 Million Man Soul, and Desolate Soul, after reaching Desolate Soul, there would be 1,000 Dao marks on the soul. Next were Ice and Snow Path, Rule Path, Metal Path, Wood Path, Fire Path, Wind Path, and other common paths. they had about 20,000. After that were Dark Path, Light Path, Strength Path, Chi Path, Luck Path, Sound Path, Bloodlight and others, being around 10,000. And finally, Food Path, Phantom Path, and others were in the thousands and hundreds category. Next, the Dream Realms. Fang Yuan had already explored all of his dream realms in these few months, all of his different paths had grown to certain extents. The highest was still Refinement Path at Quasi-Supreme Grandmaster Attainment level. Second were Theft Path and Time Path at Great Grandmaster level. Third were Blood Path, Strength Path, Star Path, Wisdom Path, and others, they were all at Grandmaster level. Rule Path and Soul Path also entered this category. The paths below that will not be explained in detail. Unlike Dao marks, attainment level was harder to raise as it got higher. The ones with the most evident growth were Time Path, Soul Path, and Rule Path. Other than Dao marks and Dream Realms, Fang Yuan's development of the Sovereign Immortal Aperture had also risen greatly due to his annexing of Immortal Apertures, it had reached 15% development. And worth noting was that in Xiaxia's Immortal Aperture, Fang Yuan found a year essence pool. This way, Fang Yuan's Sovereign Immortal Aperture had 2-year essence pools. Other than these, Fang Yuan's greatest gains were 2 things. One was Luo Pasil. Fang Yuan had always been trying to create this immortal killer move, he only succeeded recently. The other was an incomplete Immortal Gu house. Fang Yuan had wanted to build his own Immortal Gu house long ago, so that He Lu Lan, Bai Ning Bing, and the rest could fight in battle with him. To create this Immortal Gu house, Fang Yuan took reference from Secluded Residence, Cloud City, Dark Flow Giant City, Profound Ice House, Unbreakable Iron Fortress, Blood River Chariot, Nightmare Castle, Green Wave Pavilion, Weaving Cocoon Manor, Golden Altar, Regret Pool, Sacred Feather City, Baihe Palace, and other Immortal Gu houses, while the skeleton of the design was based on Graceful Chaotic Dual Stage. Several months ago, while extorting Southern Border's Righteous Path to exchange Gu for Gu, Fang Yuan obtained many crucial Immortal Gu that allowed him to create the skeleton. This Immortal Gu house was created by Fang Yuan himself, it was unprecedented. Because he needed to enter the River of Time, it mainly used Time Path Immortal Gu, it had a comprehensive range of abilities and most excelled in concealment. Even though it was only a skeleton now, it had great battle strength in the 5 regional mountain range. Wu Xia and the rest relied on this to cooperate with Fang Yuan, successfully capturing Jun Shenguang. In the River of Time, waves rose and fell, water splattered everywhere, creating beautiful rainbow light. Fang Yuan rode in the incomplete Immortal Gu house as he traveled slowly in the river. The rank 6 Time Path clone had already emerged from the Sovereign Immortal Aperture, standing beside him as he shut his eyes, sensing internally. Red Lotus Demon Venerable had left behind many true inheritances scattered in the River of Time, Spring-Autumn Cicada was the key to finding them. But the River of Time was extremely huge, in order to find the several Stone Lotus Islands, other than luck, he also needed lots of time and energy to explore. It would be best if we could find a Red Lotus true inheritance in this exploration of the River of Time. But most importantly, we need to test Heavenly Court's arrangements and catch them off guard, if possible, we need to destroy their arrangements. Fang Yuan thought as he searched Jun Shenguang's soul in the Sovereign Immortal Aperture. Jun Shenguang's soul originally had Light Path Dao marks to protect it, but after Fang Yuan's Luo Pasil struck, the defense was destroyed. At the same time, Jun Shenguang's soul was injured, he was on the verge of death. Precisely so, after Wu Xia used Lead Soul into Dream, Jun Shenguang was directly hit and fell asleep. The condition to use Lead Soul into Dream Killer move was to sense the soul and compare the strength between the enemy's soul and the user to determine the success. Being able to deal such damage to a rank 8 Gu Immortal, it showed how powerful Luo Pasil was. However, compared to Reverse Flow Protection Seal, and seeing how Fang Yuan used Luo Pavali as the core of this move, it was not very surprising that it had such power. Right now, Jun Shenguang's soul was extremely weak, he could not defend against Fang Yuan's method. Information was obtained by Fang Yuan continuously. What arrangements did Heavenly Court make? Jun Shenguang must know about them. A moment later, Fang Yuan's brows eased as he found something. Oh. Time Path Immortal Gu House Present and Past Pavilion. He had just thought of this when the water in front of him rose up. A huge pavilion was riding the waves and approaching. This pavilion was not covered on all four sides, it was very simplistic. The cover was made of yellow grass, the pillars were gray-white rocks that were not polished. There was a folding screen. 1. In the pavilion, it was the most elegant decoration in there. 4 Gu immortals stood in the pavilion, they all had rank 7 cultivation level. Looking at Fang Yuan's incomplete immortal Gu house, their eyes flashed with a dangerous light. This present and past pavilion is a pure time path immortal Gu house, it can inspect the past and present, it is best at investigation. Heavenly Court placed it here. The moment I entered, they noticed. Amazing, amazing. Fang Yuan's heart sank a little, but he praised on the surface, explaining to Xianxia and the rest. Xianxia, Bai Ningbing, and the rest frowned lightly or had dark gazes. They understood something. Fang Yuan's incomplete immortal Gu house was best at concealing traces. To think that present and past pavilion would be able to find them. This was like their advantage getting countered. Even before fighting, they had gotten into a passive situation. Present and past pavilion got to Fang Yuan and the rest before stopping, staying 1,000 steps away from the incomplete immortal Gu house. Someone spoke coldly from within the pavilion. Central continents for Xianxia are here to guard the river. Demon, don't think of advancing. A person behind him said, that's right, you'll have to step over our corpses if you want to pass. For Xianxia. Fang Yuan directly searched Jun Shenguang and quickly got the information of these 4 people. It turned out that these 4 were Time Path Gu immortals. They were quadruplets, found by Spirit Butterfly Valley when they were young and specially nurtured. They comprised 3 older brothers and 1 younger sister. They were Shang Xianxia, Zhong Xianxia, Xia Xianxia, and Sun Guozi respectively. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1629, Great Power of Time Path. Chapter 1629, Great Power of Time Path. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. According to Jun Shenguang's information, the 4 Xianxia had the same rank 7 cultivation level. They had a combination technique with extraordinary power. Even against rank 8 Gu immortals, they could contest against them. Of course, they were only able to fight with that one move. After a few rounds, they would definitely lose to the rank 8 Gu immortal. They were not like the past Fang Yuan or Feng Jiu Gu with battle strength that could rival rank 8s. Even so, they were quite impressive. After nurturing the 4 Xianxia, they had been kept hidden by Spirit Butterfly Valley. They were not easily deployed. Heavenly Court wants to make arrangements in the River of Time. Spirit Butterfly Valley had to comply. For Xianxia, for time path experts with great cooperation, they are indeed the best candidates to control present and past pavilion. Fang Yuan frowned slightly. The 4 Xianxia in present and past pavilion were not out of his expectations. Rank 8 Gu immortals that were also time path were very rare. Heavenly Court originally had Lord Huangshi, but he had died in the River of Time last time after Fang Yuan made use of the Stone Lotus Island. In order to deal with Fang Yuan and obstruct him in the River of Time, they had to choose people who were rank 7 Time Path Gu immortals, unless more antiques woke up from Heavenly Court's immortal graveyard. What made Fang Yuan more concerned was that other than present and past pavilion, Heavenly Court also had another Time Path immortal Gu house, Eternal Yacht. Present and past pavilion excels at investigation, it is nearby so it was the first to obstruct me. I cannot stay here. Once the 4 Xianxia delay long enough, Eternal Yacht would arrive to help it. It will be disadvantageous for me to face 2 enemies at once. Heavenly Court had a huge advantage in this. Even though they did not have time path rank 8s, they had members of other paths, along with 2 immortal Gu houses, present and past pavilion and Eternal Yacht. In contrast, Fang Yuan only had one incomplete Immortal Gu house, even though he became rank 8, He Lu Lan, by Ning Bing, and the rest were very weak. Fang Yuan immediately opened his Immortal Aperture's entrance, letting out a second batch of Immemorial Year beasts. He had used the first batch of Immemorial Year beasts in the 5 regional mountain range. They were injured or killed by Southern Border's righteous path. Fang Yuan did not manage to retrieve them. But it did not matter, Fang Yuan had a second batch. After annexing Xianxia's Immortal Aperture, Fang Yuan obtained a second-year essence pool. There were 2 Immemorial Year beasts inside. Furthermore, throughout the months, Fang Yuan had been using Immemorial Year beast fishing formation to lure Immemorial Year beasts to him, before capturing them inside the Year essence pool. Thus, Fang Yuan obtained 2 batches of Immemorial Year beasts. The second batch had a total of 9 Immemorial Year beasts. The only flaw was that Fang Yuan did not manage to collect all 12 types of Immemorial Year beasts to form the ancient battle formation. He had tried to collect them during this period, but when he actually tried, he realized that getting a full set was very hard to achieve. He got the most number of Immemorial Year chickens, because recently, the River of Time was producing this type of year. Beasts. 1. In Fang Yuan's second batch of Immemorial Year beasts, he had 5 chickens, more than half of the entire group. 9 Immemorial Year beasts roared as they charged towards Present and Past Pavilion. Inside Present and Past Pavilion, the 4 Xuanzi had grim expressions. They activated Present and Past Pavilion's power together. Pew! A huge wave that was 10 meters tall crashed towards the 9 Immemorial Year beasts. Immemorial Year beasts were beasts that belonged in the River of Time. Present and Past Pavilion's waves could not obstruct their movement. Instantly, they charged through the obstacle, creating countless splashes as they approached Present and Past Pavilion. The surface of Present and Past Pavilion shined with brilliant light. The light shot up like a huge pillar. Swish swish swish. Waves came after waves. They were like moving walls that could attack or defend, constantly crashing into the Immemorial Year beasts. At Fang Yuan's will, the Immemorial Year beasts were instructed by him to cooperate. They shot out like an arrow, going past many walls of waves and reaching Present and Past Pavilion. But all of a sudden, the 4 Xuanzi shouted as the folding screen in Present and Past Pavilion turned into misty green fog. The green fog flew into the battlefield as the Immemorial Year beasts got affected. Their speed fell as if they had landed in a marsh. The green fog settled and fused into the water of the River of Time, turning the surface of the water in this area jade green. Present and Past Pavilion shook intensely. The huge pillar of light faded and turned into green sparkles that enveloped the surroundings. The sound of crashing waves became even louder and more imposing. They were many times larger than before, 30 meters tall now. Not just that, tens of spirals formed on the surface of the River of Time. They became excellent traps to restrain the Immemorial Year beasts. The 9 Immemorial Year beasts were originally gathered together, but after the obstruction of the waves, their formation broke apart as they fell into their own respective battles. At once, Present and Past Pavilion stood at the center and controlled the situation. Fang Yuan's Immemorial Year beasts were all at a disadvantage. The 4 Xuanzi's expressions relaxed. Shang Xuanzi let out a breath of air. We finally got past the initial period. This demon did not break through. Read more chapter on novel full. Sun Guozi smiled. Present and Past Pavilion has control of the situation now. Even though Fang Yuan has many Immemorial Year beasts, he cannot gather them. He is not a threat. That's right. Xia Xuanzi stroked his beard. Even though Present and Past Pavilion is not his match anyway, as long as we can stall until Eternal Yacht arrives, by then our strength will surpass him. We will be able to win. Zhong Xuanzi had a deep gaze. The demon is crafty. We cannot be careless. Let's play safe. He had just spoken when the Immemorial Year monkey closest to Present and Past Pavilion suddenly jumped up and used an immortal killer move. It held a huge fan in its hands as it waved towards the front. Rank 8 Immortal Killer Move, Summer Fan. Instantly, intense winds whipped, sweeping away everything. The entire battlefield became dark and gloomy. The huge waves resembling thick walls that were in front of the immemorial year monkey completely broke apart and collapsed due to summer fan. The immemorial year monkey snickered as it dived down. In present and past pavilion, the four Xuanzi were shocked. They noticed that Fang Yuan was disguised as the immemorial year monkey. That demon has joined the battle. Impossible. We have the investigative killer move from Lady Z Wei, we can expose familiar face, how did he manage to deceive us? Fang Yuan sneered internally, he had spent the last few months to its fullest, using all of his time and energy without any waste, he had naturally modified familiar face. Fang Yuan finally got to the four Xuanzi. Present and past pavilion burst out with brilliant light once again, while Fang Yuan relied on the immemorial year monkey's tough physique to punch with its strong fists, but present and past pavilion remained unmoving despite a loud sound. It is useless, right now, present and past pavilion is anchored here in the river of time, how can you move it? Sun Guozi said with a nervous tone. Is that so? Fang Yuan's eyes shined with brilliant light, he used immortal killer move spring scissors at the next moment. Clip, clip. Spring scissors cut continuously, present and past pavilion was able to defend itself initially, but soon, the brilliant light on it was unable to last as spring scissors cut away a corner of the roof after 5 to 6 snips. This is a rank 8 time path killer move, but how can it be so powerful? Even present and past pavilion cannot match it. How can this be? The four Xuanzi were frantic. Fang Yuan's eyes were filled with cold flickering lightning. He originally had over 70,000 time path Dao marks, it was at rank 8 level. Now that he became an immemorial year monkey, his transformation path Dao marks also turned into time path Dao marks, adding another 50,000. Thus, he had over 120,000 time path Dao marks now. Ordinary rank 7 Gu immortals would only have less than 30,000 Dao marks. 120,000 Dao marks was not common for rank 8 Gu immortals, they normally would have to pass one myriad tribulation to get such an accumulation. He could amplify any time path killer move by 120 times its power. And Fang Yuan was already using 2 rank 8 immortal killer moves. Even though present and past pavilion had the territorial advantage, Fang Yuan's killer move was also boosted by the environment of the River of Time. Thus, his time path battle strength soared to the extent that even present and past pavilion could not endure his attacks. Fang Yuan's 2 killer moves forced present and past pavilion back time and time again. The four Xuanzi tried to keep their stability in present and past pavilion, while attacking sometimes, but Fang Yuan did not even need defensive killer moves like Winter Coat, with just the immemorial year monkey's body, he could endure them. Hold on. A huge yacht was riding the waves, approaching them from afar. Several Gu immortals were shouting and having nervous expressions. Eternal yacht was nearby. Too late. Fang Yuan snickered, he waved the summer fan and whipped up some tornadoes, present and past pavilion was shaking from the impact, it was about to collapse. Spring scissors flew towards it and snipped again. A pillar in present and past pavilion broke as it collapsed entirely. Fang Yuan laughed loudly as he jumped above present and past pavilion, stomping with his huge immemorial year monkey feet. Boom! The whole of present and past pavilion broke apart into pieces, the four Xuanzi were either dead or injured, they were all kicked into the river of time. Fang Yuan and the incomplete immortal Gu house left with ease. When Eternal Yacht arrived, it was already too late. The Gu immortals in the yacht hesitated, should they save the four Xuanzi or chase after Fang Yuan. 1. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1630, Stone Island Trap. Chapter 1630, Stone Island Trap. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Cough, cough. Shang Xuanzi sprawled on the deck of Eternal Yacht as he coughed, he had drunk a lot of water, he was drenched. Beside him, Xia Xuanzi had already fainted, his injuries were severe, his situation was not looking good. Rank 8 Gu Immortal Qingyi walked over and looked at Xianxia calmly. The other two have been swept away by the river of time, we cannot find them. Xianxia breathed roughly for a while, he forcibly stood up, taking a glance at Xianxia before speaking with a pale expression. They have already died, that demon Fang Yuan is very powerful. How is the salvaging of present and past pavilion going? The four Xuanzi were siblings with deep kinship, but right now, Shang Xuanzi was more concerned about present and past pavilion. He did not pay attention to the dying Xia Xuanzi nor did he display anger or sadness. Qingyi smiled, the core immortal Gu have not been destroyed, we have recovered all of them. That's good. Shang Xuanzi let out a breath of air, his expression easing. Qingyi nodded, I have already prepared the room for you. Shang Xuanzi, thank you, I will go and revive my siblings now. It turned out that these quadruplets, with their very close bloodline, managed to create a unique killer move. Even if 3 of them died, as long as 1 remained, they could use the killer move to rapidly revive the other 3. Precisely so, Shang Xuanzi did not feel any sadness. A moment later, the 4 Xuanzi returned to the deck with no injuries, entering battle once again. 4. Fang Yuan's second batch of immemorial year beasts were surrounding Eternal Yacht, attacking from all sides, desperately drawing their attention. The river water was turbulent, sounds of waves crashing could be heard by Fang Yuan. Right now, he had returned to his original appearance, he entered the incomplete Immortal Gu house to rest. With this incomplete Immortal Gu house, Fang Yuan had a base, it was very useful. Eternal Yacht did not chase us. After leaving the battlefield for a while, Fang Yuan relaxed his mind slightly. The speed of the incomplete Immortal Gu house could not match Eternal Yacht, its specialty was in concealing its traces when moving. With present and past pavilion around, the incomplete Immortal Gu house could not move stealthily. But Eternal Yacht could not detect the incomplete Immortal Gu house, otherwise, why would it not pursue him with such an advantage in speed? We are temporarily safe. Wu Xie breathed out deeply, feeling some lingering fear, it was quite dangerous earlier. Indeed, if sect leader did not destroy present and past pavilion, we might have fallen into a tough battle and would not be able to escape. Fairy Miao Yin smiled. Bai Ning Bing was silent at the side. He Lu Lan looked outside the Immortal Gu house, at the Grand River of Time. Fang Yuan's Time Path clone was frowning with his eyes shut. He was trying to track the islands, but his vital Gu Spring Autumn Cicada had no reactions. In fact, according to Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's deduction, the higher Spring Autumn Cicada's rank was, the larger the range of its detection to find Red Lotus true inheritance. Fang Yuan's Spring Autumn Cicada was only rank 6, even though he had many Immortal Gu recipes, Fang Yuan's multiple attempts at refining it ended in failure. It was regrettable, but Fang Yuan had done his best already. For the last few months, he had put in all his effort to cultivate Soul Path, explore Dream Realms, modify killer moves, extort Southern Border's Righteous Path, plot for the overall situation, defend against deductions, annex immortal apertures, and so on. He had expended his time and energy. It was already a miracle that he could squeeze out some time to refine Spring Autumn Cicada. But the real miracle did not happen, Fang Yuan's refinement attempts failed. Even though Spring Autumn Cicada is rank 6, I have already made up for the flaws in other aspects. Fang Yuan's eyes shined with deep confidence. He had planned deeply before entering the River of Time. Fang Yuan had already used luck path methods like burning soul bursting luck, he had only stopped after reaching the limit. In this vast River of Time, finding 1 or 2 stone Lotus Islands was purely dependent on luck. Roar! The river water suddenly became turbulent as sounds of beast growls entered their ears. There are 2 immemorial year beasts fighting ahead. After inspecting it, Wu Xie alerted. Looking at it closely, these 2 immemorial year beasts had already fought for some time, they were near their limit. Fang Yuan laughed, wasn't this the work of luck path? He flew out of the incomplete Immortal Gu house and activated Familiar Face, becoming a part of the river water as he blended into the River of Time. Comment. Next, he opened a trace of his immortal aperture's entrance and activated the immemorial year beast fishing formation. The two immemorial year beasts detected the delicacy, their movement stopped, they charged towards Fang Yuan like they were competing in a race. They did not find any enemies, but they sensed a tributary of the river of time under the river water. The immemorial year beasts did not think much, they charged into this tributary of the river of time. This was naturally Fang Yuan's sovereign immortal aperture. If it were in the past, Fang Yuan would not dare to lure these immemorial year beasts, they would cause huge destruction to the sovereign immortal aperture if they went in. But now, times were different, Fang Yuan had year essence pools, two in fact. The year essence pools were connected to the tributary of the river of time like huge dams. The immemorial year beasts were lured by the formation, following the tributary of the river of time until they rushed into the dam, becoming trapped. Fang Yuan smiled heartily as he stopped the transformation killer move, he flew back into the incomplete immortal Gu house. Those two immemorial year monkeys were trapped in the year essence pools, they could not find any food and sensed something amiss, but how could they return to the river of time now? Fang Yuan used his enslavement path methods and quickly subdued these two immemorial year beasts. The incomplete immortal Gu house moved stealthily as it searched for a stone lotus island. Fang Yuan met many year beasts along the way, he took in all of them, luring them into the year essence pools and subduing them. Soon, Fang Yuan's number of immemorial year beasts rose to 6. And even more ancient and desolate level year beasts. Other than year beasts, there were other lifeforms like day beasts, month beasts, or dark web spiders in the river of time. Fang Yuan had chosen to ignore them all. The use of the year essence pools was amply displayed here. With Fang Yuan could lure immemorial year beasts while keeping sovereign immortal aperture very safe. Without their restriction, the immemorial year beasts would be able to move along the tributary of the river of time and go to anywhere in the sovereign immortal aperture. Because the tributary was present all over the whole sovereign immortal aperture. Wait! After moving for a while, Fang Yuan's time path clone opened his eyes, bursting with bright light. He seemed to have found something. The time path clone quickly shut his eyes as he frowned deeply, trying to sense it. Next, he pointed in one direction, there seems to be something there. Spring-autumn Cicada shuddered a little. The time path clone spoke with uncertainty. But this was the only clue. Fang Yuan manipulated the incomplete immortal Gu house and changed directions, going towards that place. As the distance shortened, Fang Yuan's clone felt increasingly happy. The feeling is getting stronger, our luck is really not bad, we found it so quickly. A while later, in the vision of Fang Yuan and the rest, a thin layer of fog appeared. The incomplete immortal Gu house halted for a moment before rushing into the fog with no hesitation. The fog was extraordinary, it could obscure one's sense of direction and confuse them, but using the key spring-autumn Cicada, Fang Yuan's clone could move in the proper direction. The fog got thicker, the river water also moved slower due to its effect, it was not as turbulent as the water outside. Vaguely, the silhouette of an island appeared before Fang Yuan and the rest. Stone Lotus Island. Red Lotus True Inheritance. Wu Xie stared wide and shouted loudly. Bai Ning Bing and the rest also started to breathe roughly. When the incomplete immortal Gu house got to the periphery of the Stone Lotus Island, the island shot out a white light that hit the incomplete immortal Gu house directly. What is going on? Fairy Miao Yin screamed. Oh no! This is a trap. Fang Yuan's eyes shined with a sharp light, it was too late to escape now. The entire incomplete immortal Gu house shook intensely, it could not resist the strong attacks outside. Demon, I have been waiting for you for a long time. A rank 8 Gu immortal with a tall muscular body appeared on the Stone Lotus Island. At the next moment, his killer move that had been prepared for a while hit the incomplete immortal Gu house. Boom! The incomplete immortal Gu house broke apart at once. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.